Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natasha.
I'm Jeff.
That's Jeff, and we are going to answer all the questions that you guys left us in our Q&A. And this video is going to be super duper probably very long, so I am just going to go through them as quickly as we can. I'm not going to say the person's name who's asked a question, just assume that your question is in here. This is a question for me, and it says, do you watch the Stephen King movies after reading the novels, or do you not watch them at all? Right now, as I'm reading through all the Stephen Kings in publication order, I am watching the adaptation so that I can kind of compare them directly to the book that I just read. Does Natasha reading become a problem when you're in the mood for some Josh McLovin time? His name is Jeff, so I'm assuming you meant Jeff McLovin time.
I don't think books are really the obstacle there. I think it's just sometimes you just don't have the time or the energy after a long day.
That's true. Question is, what are your favorite books and what has been the favorite date you've gone on? I have favorites that change all the time, so any of my 5-star books really are some of my favorites.
I would have to say probably the first book of the Seventh Sword series by David Duncan.
Okay. What's your favorite date that you've gone on?
Are we allowed to use the honeymoon?
As like one collective date?
Well, no, but there are like different things that we did on the honeymoon.
Well, what's your favorite date that you've been on with me?
When we went to Florence together and did the wine tour together.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing ever.
That was actually probably the best date we've been on, because on the wine tour, we were like the only people that did the wine section, and there was another group of ladies that did like horseback riding, and so we basically had a private wine tour, the two of us, and we got sloshed.
You got sloshed and did all sorts of crazy things, like opened a bottle of champagne with a sword.
That's right. Oh my god, yeah.
We held those like weird looking chickens.
That day was a ride.
Impromptu karaoke session on the ride back with the drunken horseback riding ladies.
I think that whole day, that day as a whole was probably like...
It was such a mess, but like a wonderful mess. Yeah. Yeah, it was so much fun.
If you guys had to ever have matching hair, what color would it be?
Ooh, can I answer? I want to say either like a rich regal purple or indigo.
Yeah, I could
one of
jive
those two.
with those. Yeah, I could see that. Do you guys plan on having kids in the future?
I want babies.
He wants 3. I want none. So I'll give him 1.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually. When, I'm not sure.
And we're gonna aim for twins.
It's gonna real hard.
Concentrate real hard.
Since Natasha loves to read so much, what hobbies does Jeff really enjoy?
I'm an avid video gamer. I love video games. And another one of my major hobbies is puzzles. I absolutely love Rubik's Cubes. I've been sick this last week, so I finally sat down and learned my 4x4, and then went out and bought a 5x5. And I've got Mega Minxes, Pyraminxes, 2x2s, 3x3s.
Rubik's Cubes.
Lots of puzzles. I love my puzzles. And then lots of video games.
Natasha, what hair color are you likely going to do next? I want to do like pumpkin orange or kind of like a buttercup yellowy orange. So probably that. Jeff, what has been your favorite hair color on Natasha?
I gotta go with green, I think, is
Just
my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah?
I still think that's my favorite. I remember when you did pink way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I do have fond memories of us together when you had pink hair. But I still think green is my favorite.
Like dark green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the green on the wedding day green.
Okay. What book would each of you recommend to each other, genuinely thinking they'd enjoy it? I suggested to him The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet because it's very reminiscent of Firefly, which he introduced me to, and I think that he'd get a lot. It's like right here, actually. I'd have it like right here. But I think that he'd like that book a lot.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to finish up the book I'm reading, and then I'm going to dive into that one.
And I'm going to read what he's reading, which is...
Another Fine Myth.
Yeah.
It's written by Robert Asprin. Very tongue-in-cheek and... but it's not the book that I think I'd actually recommend to you as something that I think you would genuinely enjoy. I think you would really enjoy that book. Yeah. But I think you'd like Solaris as well, to be honest with you. From my collection.
Yeah.
I think it's a thinking book.
Yeah.
But I think you'd like it.
The favorite type / genre of music and a song that you love at the moment. I typically like like I don't want to like top 40s pop, but like I do like what I call really bad rap. That's just like my thing. So like I'll get like things like Little Dicky and did I stuff my teeth? No. I get stuff like Little Dicky, Cupcake, just like the most like raunchy lyrics. Just if a song makes me laugh, then that's why.
Fuck me.
Help me. Fuck me. I listen to anything twice, so.
I'm more of a rock person. I like
classic
rock, new rock, hard rock, alternative rock. I've been getting a lot more into alternative rock again lately. I listened to a lot of like Tool and Incubus and Perfect Circle stuff when I was in high school, and then I've kind of gone to more of the classic stuff like your AC/DC and your Rolling Stones and stuff like that. But I'm now getting back into the alternative stuff again. I've been listening to a lot of Tool and a lot of Perfect Circle lately.
I'm listening to a lot of old school AFI, like pre Miss Murder days, basically. Anyway, that's what I've listened to. Jeff, what is your career? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I could talk about. I don't want to name the company that I'm working for obvious reasons. Yeah. But I work in not for profit. I'm in a support and resource role for my career, my day job. But I'm also working a temp job at the moment, slinging coffee at a local coffee shop. So just for a little extra spending money and saving up to go to crazy places and have some fun.
For Natasha, what Stephen King book should I read first, chronological, or does it not matter? I suggest if you're going to read a lot of Stephen King and you're not just going to pick one here and there, read them chronologically because you'll see how they all connect and you'll see his growth as a writer, and I'm doing that right now and I'm really enjoying it. So I mean, honestly, like start with Carrie, it's short, and just know that if Carrie's not your thing, King writes several genres. He's not just a horror writer. He writes paranormal, he writes fantasy, he writes suspense, he writes thrillers, he writes horror, but it's not all just horror. So
you gotta keep in mind of his alternative pen name too, yeah?
What?
You gotta keep in mind his alternative pen name too? Bachman
Richard Bachman stuff too, but like if you go through King's chronological works into like Richard Bachman stuff, read them in order, it just makes more sense. What games does Jeff currently play the most? Do you guys game together, PC or console? And if console, what do you prefer?
I do both PC and console. Right now, most of what I'm playing though, I do a lot of mobile gaming too. Yeah. Right now, most of what I'm playing is Hearthstone and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But I've been meaning to get back to Skyrim again because Natasha got me the remastered edition for Christmas and I started it, but I've kind of taken a break. But I want to get back to that. I play intermixed on PC, console, and mobile, like tablet and cell phone. Natasha and I used to play a lot together. We used to play a lot of Minecraft together.
Yeah, a lot. Like we played hours of Minecraft.
And we play. What else? We played Left 4 Dead a bit too.
Left 4 Dead a little bit.
We haven't played much lately, but I think that should change. I miss Minecraft with you.
Yeah, we should play Minecraft again. What are you currently reading? Are you enjoying it?
I'm currently reading the first book. Another Fine Myth, which is an entire series, like 17 books, written by Robert Astor. They're short books, they're like 200 pages, but they're very light, very quirky, tongue-in-cheek kind of humor. A lot of fun. I'm reading the first one right now, about halfway through.
What does Jeff think about your booktube?
Oh, I love it. She switched from makeup a few months back, and her demeanor changed so much. A lot of stress seemed to come off her shoulders, and she seems to have made a lot of really great genuine friends, and has made a bit of a ripple in this community. So I support it as much as I can, as you know, buying books and being in videos and stuff like that, because I think this is the healthiest thing she's ever done.
Where do you want to travel?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
I really want to go to Germany.
Yeah, and I didn't think I wanted to go to Germany because to me it wasn't like a #1 thing on my list. For some reason, a lot of my friends are going to Iceland, and like I don't know, it seems beautiful there, so I'd like to go to Iceland. But honestly, like if you just handed me a free trip, take me right back to Italy, like any second.
Basically.
So where did you guys meet? We met in Art History 101, and the rest
Art History, not just where you go to pick up chicks. Where you go to pick up wives.
Exactly. Jeff read as much as you do, and is Stephen King his favorite author? Because why not?
No, I do not read as much as Natasha. Unfortunately, I don't have the same attention span. I struggle with ADHD, so I have to be in a very specific mood to sit down and read a good chunk. I'll do like a chapter here or there, like before I go to bed, or if I'm sitting on the toilet or something. Yeah. I used to read a lot more when I was riding the bus. I'd read like 3 or 4 hours a day just because I was on the bus and had the time, but I don't have it as much anymore. I wish I read as much as you did, though. Oh. I don't read as fast as you, though. I don't have the time.
No, I read faster, and then I make the time to, and then I think I just have the kind of personality that lends itself well to it.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a reason why, like, he immerses himself in a video game world, because you can kind of sidetrack your mind away from the main storyline, like, which is good.
It's easier, and I like activities that are interactive, that occupy my hands. I find that's the biggest thing that helps with my ADHD, is if I have something in my hands to fidget with, like a Xbox controller, or a mouse and keyboard, or a Rubik's Cube, something like that.
You sort of question, where would you like to travel next? Back to Italy. I'd like to do like a great US road trip someday in my life. I've wanted to do that for probably the last 15 years. You could each pick a Stephen King character to be for a day. Which would you choose and why?
Ooh.
I don't think he knows too many.
I know who.
You know enough?
Oh, I know enough. I know enough that I know who I'd want to be.
I honestly, I want to go with one that, like, I'm familiar with. I would love to be in the childhood mind of Danny, just for a day. Because he's got, like, well, that's actually, but, like, during the height of his panic, it would be really interesting to be in that, like, 5-year-old mind.
I don't want to be Carrie.
You want to be Carrie?
Hell yes. See,
Carrie during the strong points of her life. Poor Carrie did not have a great life.
No, like during the stronger points, of course. But I mean,
the revengeful part.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind I was bullied as a kid, emotionally bullied as a kid. But I let it slide off my back quite a bit. It didn't really bother me as much. But I'm talking about, like, mind powers, man.
What is a weird habit that one of you has that annoys the other?
Natasha doesn't put the cereal away when she's done with it.
Jeff leaves the shower curtain open and doesn't close it. Drives me crazy. There's been times where I've literally walked in the bathroom and I'm like, this fucking shower curtain, and rip it across. I've ripped shower curtains off the thing because I just... Anyway.
And there have been times I've just pushed the cereal on the floor.
Are either of you in any fandoms? If so, which ones?
I think I'd kind of define fandom. I like if we're talking about, like, create, like, the people that create their own, like, stories with the characters of their favorite novels, kind of thing. Is that? I don't know.
I'm not really. If that's it, of anything.
No. But I do follow, like, video games and the things that I'm interested in very closely, to a point that I love listening to other people's opinions and thoughts and on the same activities that I like. So.
You an ocean person or a space person?
Ocean.
Space. Favorite video games?
Ooh. Baldur's Gate. Basically the whole series. And probably Skyrim.
Mine is Roller Coaster Tycoon. One and the expansions for one. And then The Sims. And I'm playing The Sims 4 right now. And The Sims is just, like, winning my life right now. Do you guys want any more cats? Yes, always.
I want more dogs.
The next question is, do you want a dog?
I want
or
dogs.
Other various animals?
I want a big, dopey chocolate lab.
He wants a chocolate lab. I want a corgi. So, like, all I want in my life is a corgi.
I also want a bunny.
A bunny.
And we're kind of toying with the idea of a snake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have a farm. If Jurassic Park were real, would you go? Why?
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yes. I would command the dinosaurs. I want to ride a T-Rex. Fucking right, I'd go to Jurassic Park.
I mean...
Pardon my French.
In, like, the way that... Yeah, I mean, if they're controlled, then yeah, why not? Next question I found is really one of the more interesting ones. Disneyland, California Adventure, Six Flags, or Universal Studios?
Universal.
I've never been to any of them. I would like to go to all of them. but to me, I'm more of a roller coaster person than I am like an immersive experience kind of person, so I think Six Flags has the better roller coasters out of all of those.
I went to Universal Studios and Disneyland when I was 7 years old, and I remember in Universal Studios there was a Ghostbuster ride. It was one of those rides that you sit in the chair and the chair shakes along with the screen so that you can it feels like you're in the moment kind of thing. One of my best childhood memories. I absolutely had a blast on the Ghostbusters ride. I would go back to Universal Studios in a heartbeat just to ride those kind of rides, and if they ever brought that Ghostbusters ride back, in a heartbeat, I'm getting on that ride.
If you could be friends with any fictional character, who would you choose? Book, movie, TV, and video game.
Neville Longbottom.
Neville?
Neville Longbottom.
Friend with Neville?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's mousy, but
I'd be friends with.
He's mousy and klutzy, but he seems like one of the most loyal people that you could have in your corner, you know what I mean?
I can't think of anyone in particular, but for some reason, for TV, I like really badly want to be friends with Michael Scott from The Office. Like, just I think it's just because I just want to be friends with Steve Carell. Says Natasha, I'm currently planning my wedding and I enjoyed watching your wedding video. I have been having trouble finding a necklace that I loved. Where did you get yours? Mine was actually my mom's from like her wedding back when I was a kid, so... It says, also, did you receive any books as wedding presents? No. We made a very specific thing on our invites that says, we please want cash. Please, cash.
No, we did get a book. We got that big, grimoire.
No, but like, no, like, readable books.
Yeah,
like,
no
we got
readable
this,
books.
We got this, like, really other neat gift, but, no actual books, but, a lot of people are kind of like, ooh, should I ask for cash? Yeah, do it. It's your wedding. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So we put right on the invites, cash is preferred. And we ended up getting 99% cash. So,
and it was marvelous.
Pretty fucking great. Yeah.
And buy a couch, which we've been putting off for 2 years now.
For one, what are your interests besides reading? Video games, puzzles. I like, right now I'm playing The Sims 4. I like makeup, obviously.
Ooh, board games.
Board games too. Board games, yeah.
Love board games.
Yeah. Any favorite authors? Ooh, mine right now? I don't know. I feel like my contemporary, like, young adult author changes all the time because a lot of the ones that I really, really like are debut authors that don't have multiple books. So that's really hard for me. Stephen King, obviously. And then I really like Morgan Matson for contemporary young adult stuff. And then, really, I don't know who else I've read a lot of.
I'd say, breaking it, Dave Duncan, J.K. Rowling. I just love J.K. Rowling. She's not just because she's a great author, but also because she's a great personality.
Nope.
Ooh, Dan Brown. I do really like the like Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons.
I like the movies.
I enjoyed the books.
Really like the movies.
I really enjoyed those books.
I haven't read the books.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. So yeah, I'd say Dave Duncan, Dan Brown,
J.K. Rowling.
and maybe J.K. Rowling.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Italy.
Italy, specifically Rome. I really liked Rome.
I really liked Rome. As far as living spaces, I really liked Rome.
Yeah, I really liked Rome just because it's like, it's the crazy mix of, like, oh, I'm just gonna drive by the Colosseum on my way to work.
Yeah.
Like, what? Eat lunch in the forums.
And it seems like it was the most
crazy.
accessible, too.
Yeah. Favorite foods?
Pizza.
Pizza. I like sushi quite a bit.
Pizza's always my go-to, though.
What are your careers? I'm in retail right now. How did Jeff propose, and how long were you dating when he did?
We were dating, what, 2 years? 3 years? This time.
Something like that.
Yeah. Dated off and on through university, but this time we'd been dating for a couple years. I was friends with the person who was coordinating the Ottawa Zombie Walk, so I connected with him and I asked him if he could call us up and give us an honorable mention for like best couple or best something or other, whether we earned it on merit or not, because I was going to propose. So turns out we won best couple anyways, because Natasha's makeup skills are on fleek. But so they called us up on the steps of the Parliament surrounded by like 3,000 zombies. And while I was up there, I turned to her and I said, "While we're up here, there's something I've been dying to ask you." And then I dropped on my knee and asked her to marry me. And
I was like, yeah.
You were not like that. Your instant reaction was, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh yeah, no, that's actually what I said.
That was actually what you said.
Will you marry me? I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" That's what I said. But then also yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were dating, like we knew each other like a lot of years.
7 or 8 years.
Something like that, yeah.
A long time.
Long time. What are some passions that the two of you share?
Ooh, I want to say philanthropy.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit. We like connecting with other people and teaching them about acceptance and open-mindedness.
Well, open-mindedness as a whole, I think, is something that we're both passionate about, and acceptance.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, very much so.
learning more about things outside of like our own day-to-day in terms of diversity and things like that.
Yeah, but in terms of like activities,
yeah,
I'd say we're both passionate about
board games
for sure.
Board games. Julie has like 1,000 questions, so let's try to get through Julie's questions quickly.
Okay, Julie.
Which book have you both rated the highest?
Ooh.
I don't think we both read like this.
Harry Potter.
The first Harry Potter.
Yeah.
First Harry Potter. Which book do you disagree on? The second Harry Potter. No, I didn't make it to the third.
No, you did.
No, I didn't.
No? Okay.
No, I didn't.
I guess it was the second one then.
What is your favorite couple, hobby, or date?
We just love going out to coffee shops together.
Coffee shops.
Playing board games
at coffee shops.
Carcassonne. It's a great board game. If you and your significant other just need something to do, it's a great 2-player game, but can easily be played by more people, up to like 4 or 5 people. But it's great to just sit in. It's easy to set up, easy to play. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes for a game, so it's great to go and sit at a coffee shop, have a coffee together, chit chat, play a game. Travel
wish list: Germany, Iceland, Japan, back to Italy, big US road trip. I want to go to Burning Man. Those ones.
Yeah, I'd say that pretty much sums it up.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to hug Chelsea and me?
Oh.
1,000. Can Jeff make memes by request? Yes.
Sure, I guess. Why not?
When will Jeff dye his hair?
I've kind of gone through my hair dyed phase. I don't know if I'm going to dye my hair again. I think I'm more likely to shave my head.
Yeah. What book has felt like your biggest accomplishment to finish, and which TBR book intimidates you the most? My biggest accomplishment that I finished, this is going to sound really weird, but I was a kid and fully read the Bible, like page 1 to the end. And so that was like at the time my biggest accomplishment. Now I don't care as much. But, sorry mom, but at the time I was like, I read the whole Bible. Like, it was a big deal. Yeah. But I mean, if I finish The Stand, which I will, it will be that.
I read the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy when I was 10 or 11 years old.
Oh,
and that was like a big accomplishment for me then. I don't think I've done anything quite as ambitious as that. But I am determined someday to actually finish cover to cover the Necronomicon.
When you think of your relationship 5 and 50 years in the future, what will it look like ideally? 5 years in the future, we're gonna have probably another cat.
Yeah.
Another cat, a dog, and probably a kid. And we probably, maybe, hopefully, not be in this house. We'll be in a bigger house.
Hopefully.
50 years, still alive. Hopefully.
Still alive in 50 years. I hope, what I would really love, and if I can convince Natasha of this, I really want to retire in like a maritime city, like Nova Scotia or PEI or something like that, and have a property that is close to a waterfront or on the waterfront that is still particularly urban enough to keep Natasha happy.
Yeah.
And I'd love to, get up on my days.
He wants to fish.
I'll go fish.
Yeah,
catch my food. Get like lobster traps or something like that.
Yeah.
Catch our meals. Come home and.
Okay, one travel necessity, non-bookish. Birth control pills.
Hand sanitizer.
Favorite moment, place from your honeymoon.
Oh, I think we talked about that already. The thing in Florence, the wine tasting tour.
I don't know if that's my favorite.
That was my favorite day in terms of activities we did together. But in terms of, like...
My favorite moment? Okay, no, I don't know. My favorite place? Oh, I don't know. Every single day was, like... Every city was different. Way, yeah. Every city was different. And I have, like, about 1,000 favorite moments. But one that sticks out to me right now is just, like, sitting in the cafe from Emily in Paris, finally, because that's like my favorite movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
And like eating, like, or like breaking the
creme brulee.
The creme brulee, yeah. And like eating the creme brulee.
And the little gnome in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, that was great.
That was pretty.
Oh, that was such a wonderful moment.
Yeah. The question is, but really, 1 to 10, how ready is Jeff to vlog our BookTube besties weekend for us while we hug and cry and drink in real life?
Oh. So ready. Like, full on 10 out of 10 ready for that. Like I said, I do everything to support Natasha and her BookTube channel and the friendships that she's made.
Natasha, what would your next hair color be? Yellow again, possibly a little orangey or yellow. If you had to live in a book world setting with your partner, which book world, like Alice in Wonderland for example, and why? The Harry Potter universe would be pretty fucking cool to go hang out in, because like I can fit, like, because I've watched all the movies, I can visualize it. It would be pretty cool. Do you plan on doing a video with your mom? She is about an hour or so away from me now, so, and we both work, so that's a little bit hard, but if she's ever here and wants to, then yeah. What has been your favorite theater production you've been a part of? I
had the privilege of playing Billy Bibbit in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for a local theater company. It has been, still to this day, the most rewarding role that I have ever done and the most rewarding production I was ever a part of.
Favorite horror movie?
Ooh. I want to say, what's the one with the vampire flatmates? Things We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Done.
That's pretty funny. That's like a comedy horror.
It's a comedy horror.
That was pretty funny.
Watch it.
Yeah. I personally... Ooh, I don't know. This changes all the time, but I'm gonna go... Oh, actually, I'm gonna go with Saw 2, which is often the least favorite of people who like Saw movies, but Saw 2 is my favorite. Question for both of you. When you met, what was your initial thoughts of each other, and what impression did that first impression leave? Jeff, I introduced myself to Jeff after a midterm that, like, the class average was like a 33%. We all failed it, and Jeff was leaning against a wall and said, "That exam was bullshit," and I went, I like that guy because that exam was bullshit. And I went, "Hi, I'm Natasha, add me on MSN," because we're old.
Yeah. MSN.
Yeah. MSN.
And I thought you were very pretty and had cool eyeshadow.
I can remember the exact eyeshadow I was wearing that day. How
was
weird is that?
That was the orange one, was it?
No, I was wearing like a burgundy eyeshadow from an old Urban Decay palette.
Oh yeah. Now I remember.
Very old palette.
Yeah.
What are your favorite traits in one another?
Oh, I could list them. It's hard to hard to pick one. I would like to say that Natasha's very open-minded, and she's brought out a lot of open-mindedness in me as well, and helped me to kind of look at the world through a different lens. And I have so much respect for you for helping me do that and being that person. I'd say that's probably the most important trait. First one that I can think of is he's patient with everybody. And me. Like, especially me, but like everybody. Super, super patient. Except when I'm driving. Except when he's driving. Yeah. What are your favorite TV shows? Friends, The Office, Bob's Burgers, those. Yeah, basically. Yeah, pretty much. What's your favorite thing? Firefly. Firefly. We need to rewatch that. That. Bring back Firefly. What is your favorite thing to do as a couple? What animal would you describe each other as, and why? Oh, that's a dangerous question. I would say greyhound for you, because you have. I'm a Cermet. you have the most sensitive nose.
A greyhound? You mean like a basset hound?
Like a track and the ones that use.
That's not a greyhound. A greyhound is a cermit.
Okay, then which is the hound that I'm thinking of? The one that's
bloodhound.
Like, okay, a bloodhound. There we go. That has the really strong nose, because you have a really strong nose. And you smell the smells.
That's true. I can smell his feet as he pulls into the driveway. You're like a...
I said, it's a dangerous question. Don't worry about offending me.
You're like a snowy owl.
A snowy owl?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I just picture like I don't know. You're like wise and like you got like wisdom, and then you can like swoop down with your wings and like I don't know. Kind of stupid, but
I love you.
Favorite question. What are both of your favorite conspiracy theories? I could talk about conspiracy theories for days and days and days and days. Some of mine, pretty much any Mandela effect, I fucking love it. If it affects me and I get it, I am shooketh. To this day, I don't understand how there were 6 people in JFK's car when I vividly remember there only being 4, and I swear on the graves of every single one of my family members, I am not joking. I remember there being 4 people in that car, and then I recently went and looked at that car, and it looks like a freaking limo in comparison to everything that I remember. Also, I remember basically the JFK one fucks me up like unbelievable. It's because I can remember hearing all growing up that there was only one tape and it was in black and white. It was never in color. And then all of a sudden I like go to YouTube and there's like color videos of like that, Alien, NASA files, Area 51. Like I could go on for days.
I'm not really into conspiracy theories. I try not to pay too much mind to them because it's very speculative in many cases. But in terms of conspiracy theories that I do actually believe in, I do believe that 9/11 was not what it seems. I do believe there is much more to the 9/11 scenario.
Same. Yeah. Do you guys do buddy reads?
We've been trying to. Yeah, we've been trying to plan one for a while, but it's I don't read much. It's kind of hard to.
What is your favorite Jenna and Julian video?
Oh, the one where they took marbles up in the balloons.
Yeah, that's your favorite one?
Oh yeah, I just love that they just kept going back to the store to buy more balloons. Like,
yeah,
you gotta know like that person that behind the cashier is like, the fuck are you doing with all these balloons?
Mine happens to be their podcast because it's like more content and I can like put it on in the background.
I love Julian's segues into their sponsors too.
Yeah, Julian's fire segues.
Yeah.
I really like Jenna's video. Everything is glue.
I was so stupid though. Still, marbles with the balloons is still kills
yeah, marbles with the balloon is still pretty.
Still the best one.
Up there. How long have you been dyeing your hair fun colors? Since I was like 12, so years. What is your favorite meal to make together? I honestly like doing tacos and like fajitas and stuff like that.
Mini pizzas.
Things that you can, mini pizzas, like little things like that. Pet peeve that you have about each other?
Oh, probably the shower curtain and
the
cereal things.
And the cereal. What made you get into theater?
My mother passed away when I was very young, and I turned to the local community theater as a hobby, something to do to get me out of the house and interacting with people. Instantly fell in love with it and started to stick with it, studied it, went to school for it, continued it.
RPG, general war killing, or classic games?
RPG.
I like more classic games. When you met Jeff, what color was your hair? Black, surprisingly.
Yeah.
The color? See if I can include a picture of my first profile.
Oh, do the one with the cookie.
The cookie picture, yeah.
I fell in love with you because of that photo.
There you go. I had short hair. Top 3 Kings that I've read so far. Salem's Lot, Carrie, The Shining. I love this question. If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with the extra time?
Oh, God.
I talked about him before with this, actually. I said I'd get a second job and just work for like a year, working like 16, like, here's the thing, it's like, do you have to sleep or do you just not get tired? Because that's two very different things.
Yeah. And
so, like, if I didn't have to sleep but I was still kind of like, oh, I'd like to lay down, I would probably work 2 jobs. That way I can save enough money to basically take like a year off at a time. I don't know if that makes no sense, but kind of.
I would learn the guitar, and I would learn how to use a lathe and start making cool shit on woodworking shit.
Alright. You could turn any activity into an Olympic sport. What would you have a good chance at winning a medal for? Reading in the bathtub.
Oh.
Because I could sit in that fucker for like 7 hours.
I'm not really like... I'm kind of a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. I don't think there'd be anything that I'd win per se.
Yeah.
Being patient. I don't know.
Yeah. Managing my crazy.
Yes, managing Natasha's crazy.
What takes up too much of your time?
Games.
Pooping. I wish I didn't poop as much.
Showers.
You take like an hour and a half long shower. I don't know what the fuck you do in there.
You just sit there.
Go to Narnia, apparently. What are your favorite movies?
Ooh. I really like Full Metal Jacket. It's like such a like guy movie to enjoy. But I did quite enjoy it. Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Hands down. I fucking love Kung Fu Panda. I have watched Kung Fu Panda easily like 100 times.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And Chicago. The musical rendition of Chicago with Richard Gere, Renee Zellweger.
Chicago. Like
and
yeah, Chicago. Mine are so random. Emily, whatever you want to say it, Emily. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Fucking hands down, man. I've watched that movie, I'm not joking, like 500 times. And then also Eraserhead.
What about Ghost Town? Ghost World?
Oh my god, so many. Okay, I'm gonna do top 5.
SLC Punk.
Top 5. Emily, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Eraserhead, SLC Punk, I can quote like everything from that movie, and what's my 5th one? Ghost World. If you could describe your partner as one book, what would they be?
Ooh.
I
don't even know how to start that.
What was the most creative date you guys went on or would like to go on? I think the most creative date was us going to the catacombs in Paris on Halloween. That was cool. Are you guys morning people or stay up late people?
Mostly morning, but I will stay up late from time to time.
Do you like the same music? No. Do you live close to your family? No-ish? Yes.
Yes-ish.
How do I read? Like with music on or complete silence? If I take my hearing aids out, everything's silent, so complete silence.
Complete silence, yeah.
I can't have background noise on. Like, I'm talking like at work, in life. Like I can put a video on and do my makeup, but like if I'm focusing on something, it needs to be dead quiet. Like pin drop, fucking quiet. The second that, like, I worked in an office environment for a while, and I'd go in and I heard the same Taylor Swift song like 47 times in a shift, and I wanted to pull my hair out, like fucking claw my ears off my body. And so the second that Johnny would get up and leave, I turned the radio off. Like the second she like grabbed her coat, I was like, nope, not anymore. Do you guys do any sports or working out?
I used to play soccer until I fucked up my knee. I used to do judo. I would love to get back into wrestling, like jiu-jitsu and stuff.
I could see you doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I loved wrestling. That was so much fun.
I don't sports, and I have asthma, so I was given a doctor's note to never do gym from like grade 4 on.
So I think the most we get is Zumba these days.
Zumba. Are you guys vegetarians, or what kind of food do you like? No. But I like incorporating vegetarian meals, and I like incorporating vegan meals, and there is something in me that like very badly wants to be fully vegan, but I don't know, like I know it should be a thing that I do 100%, but my body does not like certain foods being introduced, and so I have like no choice but to introduce things slowly, and so yeah, I'd like want to kind of do a thing where we do, say, 5 vegetarian meals, 2 meat, or do 3 vegan, 3 vegetarian, 1 meat, and then eventually move into vegan.
I could easily give up like red meat and chicken and poultry and stuff like that, but I would have a really hard time giving up seafood.
Yeah.
And honey.
Yeah.
And honey.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Like
There's certain things. There's certain things. Like I would like to try my best to reduce my meat intake as much as possible, and dairy, because I can't eat dairy anyway. But there's certain things that I do really enjoy, and as much as I support why people are vegan, I just like certain things, and I know that's like kind of shitty to say, but it's just. Sorry. How long were you guys engaged? My boyfriend and I have talked about marriage several times, but he and I have very opposite feelings towards the time frame from engagement to wedding. We were engaged for 2 years, and I made it very, this is going to sound weird, but I made it very adamant that I wanted a long enough engagement to like fully plan my wedding and not be stressed out, and I still was. And so
the majority of your planning and everything is still going to happen within the last 3 months of your engagement.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter if you're engaged for 2 years or you're engaged for 3 months. The reality is the bulk of your planning is going to happen a few months out from your wedding.
However, one thing I will say is that I would try to do it at least a year before your date, because any time after a year, your venues are booked up, your photographers are booked up, and so I wouldn't do anything any shorter than like 6 months. To me personally, 2 years worked really good for us, even a year and a half, but
saying fiance is tedious as well. We had to say fiance for 2 years.
I still say boyfriend occasionally, like even husband is just
about halfway
just the
through.
word. I'm like
about halfway through the engagement, we just started saying wife and hubs and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. How are you able to buy more books on a budget? Thrift stores, used bookstores, book sales.
Churches often have book sales for fundraisers, stuff like that.
What is it like living with someone who's obsessed with books?
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. I always know where she is. For starters, I don't have to worry.
I'm never anywhere.
She's in the bathtub with a book, and she always has great stories to tell me. You know, like they might not be her own stories, but she gets to share these cool things about various books, and she shares the most interesting parts of those books too. So I don't have to worry about like the filler or the chaff of those books. She always tells me like the cool parts of the stories. So
that's true.
I get to add things to my own TBR, things that might be exciting for me. I'm really excited to check out Long Way to a Small Angry Planet.
What is your favorite memory together?
Oh, it has to be Florence.
I really liked that one moment during the wedding where like everyone was eating and I said just stop for a moment and remember this. That's probably one of my favorite moments.
Oh, and Halloween, like almost 10 years ago. Yeah, one where you took care of me because I got like blackout drunk. I was having a bad year that year, and I got super drunk. And you came and found me, and Rob, my best man, my best friend, he pawned me off on you, and you took care of me that night. And I was singing show tunes, completely blind drunk and peeing every 2 minutes.
True story.
I was a mess, but Natasha was the sweetest girl in the world that night, and it is still a memory that is very vivid in my mind. That's how important that day was.
What book do you desperately want to get an arc of? For me, any arc that's on like my list. I'm pretty accepting of anything that I show like some interest in. So yeah, pretty much anything. I'll read most things. What was your first job?
I worked in produce for a grocery store that has now gone out of business, and I was the worst employee. I was the absolute. I learned the worst habits from the other produce guys. If you want to see the laziest people in the world, like see people that work in produce for like a small time like
grocery store.
Like we used to take naps in the watermelon buckets and stuff like that. I have a much better work ethic now.
I grew up in a family business, and so I feel like I've always just was working in some degree, like doing something for the family business, and so definitely that. But it was flooring, so like hardwood carpet, vinyl. I knew how to like cut a roll of carpet in like but when I was like 9. And like work with installers and stuff like that, and we had like the big you had to do like invoices and stuff and keep track of all the invoices. I was doing bookkeeping when I was like 9, and so we had like the big clunk like Visa. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Really fucking old school. Yeah, so that was kind of like my first job, but my first official not being paid under the table by my family was McDonald's. And I fucking loved it, actually. I would go back and work at McDonald's. It was great. Would you ever want to write a novel during your lifetime? He wants to write a screenplay. He has an idea about it. Not gonna get into it. Patent pending. And then I do want to write a novel that has some character or something to do with Bigfoot. And Jeff, the last question is, how did you grow such a magnificent beard?
Oh no! I shouldn't have shaved.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, I started growing it like on the honeymoon.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I got lazy and was like, I'm not gonna shave. And then it started getting colder, and I'm like, I'm gonna take my dad's advice and grow a winter beard. Grow a winter beard.
Yeah, I woke up. He did it while I was in bed. I woke up and was like, who's this? Anyway, that is all of the questions. This video definitely is 50 minutes long. Cool. This is going to be a fucking nightmare. Anyway, that is the end of this video. As you can see, the light is gone, and we just let it faded into whatever. Anyway, so yeah, this video, forever long. Thank you guys for asking us questions. We answered all of them.
Lipstick on my forehead now.
Maybe. And yeah, so we'll do another part of, like, I'll do another one of these when I hit another, like, major milestone or something. And you can expect to see him in future videos whenever. And I do hope you guys enjoyed this, maybe had a laugh or two, learned some things about us. And until my next one, I will talk to all you soon. Bye!
Bye.